Hey there everyone, I am Luka from MiniWarGaming.com and I am bringing you some new Secret Lair content today. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about 3 new Secret Lair releases, kind of in the same release, but they're 3 separate themes of Secret Lair. And if you're not familiar with what Secret Lairs might be, these are typically Magic the Gathering cards that already exist, are typically rather popular in a lot of the formats, mostly Commander, I would suspect, and they just take a theme and alter the art to that theme. So the 3 examples I have here, which I'll be talking about, Age of Sigmar, Blood Bowl, and Warhammer 40k Orks specifically. All obviously centered around Games Workshop's IP of Warhammer, or all the different IPs they have, I guess I should say. Blood Bowl, Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Fantasy, all of that stuff here. But those are the 3 specific Secret Lairs that everyone's going to be getting access to today. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go through all 3 of these and kind of highlight my favorite cards and just kind of point out how relevant the art is, because it's all on point. They did an amazing job with all of these. And also, to go along with this video, you may or may not have already watched it, but Steve and myself, both from MiniWarGaming, played some of the new Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond Warhammer 40k decks, 101, the Necron Dynasties against the Ruinous Powers. If you haven't checked out that video and you want to see how those decks play, I bid you go check it out. It's released with this one. You can go find that just by looking it up on our website or going to our YouTube channel. And then if you've already watched that, well, welcome to this video, I suppose. And I guess let's get started. Let's go over the Age of Sigmar cards first. In the Age of Sigmar box, you are going to get 5 unique cards. You get a little bit more in the other 2 boxes. In this one, we have Blind Obedience. We have Neve Blacktalon here, cleaving through some savage orcs in this art. She is a named Stormcast hero from the Stormcast Eternals, and she will be the altered art of Danitha Capuchin, the Paragon. Next up, we have Archaon the Everchosen, leading his Warriors of Chaos into battle at the front, as he should be, and he is going to be the altered art version of Najila, the Blade Blossom. And then we have the Stardrake, with the Stormcast Lord Commander mounted upon it. This will be the altered art of Scourge of the Throne, so it makes sense. Dragon, it works. And lastly, for the Age of Sigmar set, an interesting choice, we have the Wastes Land. Each one of these has their own unique art for Waste. In this art, they chose to go with the Orc War Tribes, every part of them. So we have the Cruel Boys, the Iron Jaws, and the Bone Splitters all in here, rampaging in a, what looks to be a collected Wa, just destroying the land as they go, scorched earth, unintentionally, probably, tactics, as they just destroy through the enemy lines and go through their territories, reaving and destroying and burning and conquering until they run out of energy and dissipate. Very fitting for Waste. Some highlights from this box of Age of Sigmar Secret Lairs obviously would be Commanders. If you are running Danitha and you want maybe a different card to run as Danitha, we have Neve Blacktalon if you want that, or obviously if you're running Najila, we have Archaon the Everchosen. Both are fitting for those cards. Archaon because he does represent all parts of Chaos, so having access to all 5 colors is very important for them. And then Neve Blacktalon just like an individual warrior of extreme martial prowess, just destroying anything that comes in their way, especially while equipped with magical artifacts or items of some variety. And of course, a special shout out to Blind Obedience. You couldn't ask for better art for this card. You have Nagash controlling his armies through his sheer will. With Age of Sigmar done, let's go take a look at Blood Bowl. First up, we have Throw Teammate. We got ourselves a classic combination of a troll throwing his little goblin teammate across the pitch in desperate hopes of getting a touchdown, or at the very least, getting a snack out of it. This is a very appropriate reprint of Fling. Altered art for Fling. Fling sees a lot of play in a lot of good fun Commander decks, specifically red ones. That makes the most sense. One of my personal favorites, we got Both Down. This is a black card here. Both Down in Blood Bowl is the unfortunate circumstance of both of your players going down after you declare a block against them, and the tides have turned. So we have the reprint here, the altered art of Bone Splinters in this form. The next card, we have the potentially very scary Perfect Defense here. The art is an elven team all stacking upon one another in a cheerleader style, which is a reprint of Defense of the Heart, or at least altered art of it, I should say, which is a bomb and a staple in a lot of green Commander decks. So this one, I was surprised to see. It is kind of wild. Big shout out to The Ball. It is a Fel War Stone reprint. This is awesome. We have Reroll, which is something often done in Blood Bowl. Usually to no success, but at least in its card component or form, it will work. This is a print of Rewind. And the last unique card here is Touchdown, a winning condition in Blood Bowl, and in Magic, also a win con in the form of Approach of the Second Sun. And of course, Every set of these has a waste in it. This one in particular is the end of a Blood Bowl game. The remaining corpses left over, blood spilled on the grass, and it's unfortunate that they're all halflings. But also very fitting. Special shoutouts here. I want to give one to the ball. This is obviously a potential card that can go in any deck. Felwar Stone is just a good commander card in general. So if you're going to get this set, well, look at that. You automatically get use out of the ball, and that's... Next highlight I'd like to focus on is Throw Teammate. I love the flavor of this. It is perfect. Because Fling is such an important card in Magic to me, I've always loved Fling, and it's one of those cards that puts people on extreme tilt as well, especially when you lose to it. So, very fitting that in Blood Bowl, when you lose the game to a well-placed Throw Teammate, which by the way is completely random and out of both players' control, and when it works out for the one who throws it, boy, do people have problems with that. And lastly, it'd be crazy not to give a shout out to Perfect Defense here, the altered art of Defense of the Heart, because Defense of the Heart is just a powerful card. You get to literally look for any 2 creatures and put them on the battlefield. Imagine that in Commander. This is 4 mana. What I really look at this card and I see pay 4 mana enchantment on the ground, and you just ate someone's counterspell, or you ate someone's removal. So it's not too bad for 4 mana. And if it resolves, if it gets sacrificed and you get it, you probably just won the game. The last one to look at will be the Warhammer 40k Orks, part of the Secret Lair. First card to take a look at is we got Devulcha. This would be Altered Art of Sky Sovereign, the console flagship. And then we got Aggravated Assault up next. This is just a Orc freebooter leading Orcs into battle, or maybe not, just telling them to shoot more, more DACA. You don't need to change anything about this card, it's just perfect for Aggravated Assault. We got Orc Commando acting as Altered Art of Merciless Executioner. Orc Warrior, makes sense. And of course, we've got Gazgul Magurk Thraka, Prophet of the Wog. And what better MTG card to be a print of than Zergo Helm Smasher? And of course, you cannot have Gazgul without Makari, the one and only very lucky Grot, who will be the altered art of Krenko, the Tin Street Kingpin. And of course, the waste card for the Orc set. What we see here is literally Orcs into the horizon, far as the eye can see. And you have to imagine everything underfoot trampled, thus leaving us waste. Heck, we even have a Mega Gargant in the horizon. I will say this is very nice art. Some highlights here for the Orc Secret Lair. I'm going to start with Gazgul, the Prophet of the Wall. Obviously, if you use Zergo Helm Smasher as a commander, or if you have him in one of your commander decks, this is a great flip if you needed to. And of course, we got Makari, the Lucky Grot, that fits in the exact same deck. So you gotta have the pair. It only works if you got the pair. It's perfect when you get them. Aggravated Assault, because it's a bomb. This is one of the better commander cards available to red. I know I will be using this personally. Actually, I'll be using several of these cards personally. I love them quite a bit. I've been looking for an Aggravated Assault for a while, so this is quite convenient. And of course, I gotta throw big respect to the flavor of Orc Commando, the Merciless Executioner. I never really seen it with Merciless Executioner, but I see it with Orc Commando. It's like Fleshbag Marauder, mechanically the same thing. And that's it for the look at this newest Secret Lair, I will say, pertaining to the art and what cards they chose to make the art alternative forms of. On point, they killed it. Excellent job to the entire art team, to the development team here, coming from the point of view from someone who's very well versed in all 3 of these categories. Not to toot my own horn so heavily, but they did an outstanding job. And anyone else who are into Magic the Gathering and who are also familiar with these 3 categories of other games will probably get a lot of enjoyment out of getting this set. Anyways, again, another reminder, if you haven't checked out the Commander game that Steve and I had played, I bid you go check that out. It will be paired with this one. And I will catch you all next time. Thanks for tuning in. Leave some feedback down below on what you think about the Secret Lair release. Happy wargaming, everyone.